After months of relentless searching, authorities in Washington state have finally discovered human remains deep within the woods. Remains believed to belong to Travis Decker, the man at the center of one of the most intense manhunts in recent memory. Decker, who was accused of the brutal murder of his 3 young daughters, disappeared into the vast wilderness, evading capture and sparking a massive multi-agency search effort that gripped the region for months. Just yesterday, 2 hikers out for what they thought would be a routine trek stumbled upon the remains on a remote, overgrown trail. Shocked and shaken, they immediately contacted local authorities, setting off a new wave of activity in the ongoing investigation. The area where the remains were found is dense, rugged, and notoriously difficult to navigate. It had long been a primary focus of the search, with teams combing through thick underbrush and steep ravines, never giving up hope of finding answers. For law enforcement officers and the grieving community, this discovery marks a significant turning point. The uncertainty and fear that have hung over the town for so long may finally be coming to an end. The scene was quickly secured by police, and investigators began the painstaking process of recovering the remains and gathering crucial evidence. Every detail is being carefully documented, as officials work to piece together what happened in Decker's final days. News of the discovery spread rapidly, first through law enforcement channels and then to the public, bringing a complex mix of relief, sorrow, and even anger. For many, it's a moment they've both dreaded and anticipated. Decker's case has gripped the nation, the horror of his alleged crime haunting families everywhere. The story has dominated headlines, with people across the country following every development and hoping for closure. Now the focus shifts from searching for a fugitive to the meticulous work of confirming his identity and understanding the circumstances of his death. Investigators are combing through evidence, looking for any clues that might explain how Decker survived or perished in the wilderness. The medical examiner is working diligently to verify the remains through forensic analysis, hoping to uncover not just the identity, but also the cause and time of death. These answers are crucial for both the investigation and the families left behind. Officials remain cautious, emphasizing that scientific confirmation is needed before the case can be officially closed. They urge the public to be patient as the investigation continues. For the families and the public, this moment could finally bring a measure of justice, a sense of closure, and an end to months of agonizing uncertainty. The pain of loss remains, but answers may finally be within reach. As the community waits for the final word, they hold on to hope for answers, healing, and a path forward after tragedy. To grasp the impact of this discovery, we must revisit the crime that stunned the country. Travis Decker became infamous as the sole suspect in the deaths of his 3 daughters, all under 10. Their home, once filled with laughter, became a scene of unimaginable loss. The brutality of the crime left the nation in disbelief. How could a father do this? The girls' faces became symbols of innocence lost, their story dominating headlines and social media. Decker vanished soon after the crime, leaving behind grief and unanswered questions. The motive remains unclear, deepening the public's unease. Friends and neighbors describe the family as normal, making the tragedy even harder to comprehend. Vigils and memorials sprang up and support poured in for the girl's mother. The case became a national obsession, a desperate search for answers and accountability. For many, it was a collective wound, a reminder that darkness can hide in plain sight. The hunt for Decker was about more than justice, it was about healing a shattered community. The search for Travis Decker quickly escalated into one of the largest and most intense manhunts in Washington's history, drawing in law enforcement from across the state and even neighboring regions. Authorities scoured dense forests and rugged mountains, deploying helicopters, K-9 units, and every available resource. Search teams worked around the clock, combing through miles of unforgiving terrain, determined to leave no stone unturned. Decker, an experienced outdoorsman, used his deep knowledge of the wilderness to evade capture. He lived off the land, moving silently through the shadows, always staying one step ahead of the searchers. His survival skills made him a ghost in the wild, slipping through their grasp time and again. Tips from the public poured in, but most led to dead ends. An abandoned campsite here, a possible sighting there, each clue raising hopes only to be dashed by disappointment. His face was everywhere, plastered on billboards, flashed across news broadcasts, and pinned to post office bulletin boards in every small town. A substantial reward was offered and communities grew anxious, with many wondering if the fugitive was hiding just beyond their backyards. Fear and curiosity gripped the region. The relentless search kept the case in the public eye, turning ordinary citizens into watchful allies. Neighborhood watches formed, and people banded together, determined to help bring Decker to justice. As months passed, hope began to fade and frustration grew among both searchers and the community. The changing seasons brought new challenges, and the sense of urgency slowly gave way to exhaustion. Harsh weather battered the search teams. Relentless rain, deep snow, and muddy roads made progress slow and dangerous, further complicating the already difficult search. Some feared Decker had escaped for good, vanishing into the wilderness forever. Others dreaded the possibility that he'd never be found, leaving the community in a state of constant unease. The manhunt became a symbol of unanswered questions and justice delayed, a haunting reminder of the limits of even the most determined pursuit. For the victim's family and the public, the lack of closure was agonizing. Each day without answers deepened their pain and uncertainty. The search for Travis Decker was a constant, painful reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded, and of the desperate need for resolution that still lingered in every corner of the community. The discovery of remains believed to be Decker's brings a complex mix of relief and sorrow. For years, the community has been haunted by the uncertainty and fear surrounding his disappearance. Now, with this discovery, there is a glimmer of hope that the long, painful chapter might finally be coming to an end. The fear of a dangerous fugitive is gone, but the pain of the original tragedy resurfaces. The community is reminded of the lives lost and the families forever changed. The sorrow is palpable, yet there is a sense of unity as people come together to mourn and remember. The community waits for official confirmation, hoping for closure at last. The anticipation is almost unbearable, as everyone holds their breath, waiting for the final word from authorities. This moment is crucial for the healing process, as it will allow the community to begin moving forward. Forensic teams are working tirelessly to identify the remains and piece together Decker's final days. Every detail is meticulously examined, as experts strive to provide answers to the many lingering questions. This painstaking work is essential for understanding the full scope of the tragedy. The family of the victims endures another tense wait, longing for answers and a chance to heal. Their grief is compounded by the uncertainty, and they cling to each other for support. The community rallies around them, offering comfort and solidarity in this difficult time. Across the nation, people express grief for the girls and hope for peace for their loved ones. Social media is flooded with messages of support and condolences as the story touches hearts far and wide. The collective mourning is a testament to the impact of the tragedy. The case has sparked conversations about domestic violence and mental health, issues often hidden from view. Community leaders and advocates are using this moment to raise awareness and push for change, hoping to prevent future tragedies. These discussions are vital for creating a safer, more supportive environment for everyone. If the remains are confirmed, the criminal case will close, but the investigation into Decker's actions will continue. Authorities are committed to uncovering the full truth, ensuring that justice is served. This ongoing effort is crucial for providing closure to the victims' families and the community. The community's path to healing will be long, the memory of the tragedy enduring. As they walk this difficult road, they will lean on each other for strength and support. The shared experience of loss and resilience will bind them together, creating a stronger, more compassionate community. This story is a stark reminder of the need to protect the vulnerable and support those in crisis. It highlights the importance of mental health resources and community support systems. By addressing these issues, we can work towards a future where such tragedies are less likely to occur. The end of the manhunt is not the end of grief, but it is a step toward closure. The community can begin to breathe a little easier, knowing that the immediate threat is gone. However, the emotional scars will take time to heal, and the journey towards peace is just beginning. The hope now is for healing, justice, and a future where such tragedies can be prevented. As the sun rises on a new day, the community looks forward with cautious optimism, determined to honor the memory of the victims by building a safer, more caring world.